Hi, Leo. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a monthly forecast for the month of October. I almost said July. I don't know why. Maybe July is important to you. For the month of October for the sign of Leo. So if you have Leo in your chart, maybe you vibe with Leos, you could be a cross watcher, whatever the case may be, this reading might resonate for you. As always, this is the internet, so take what resonates and leave what does not. Leo, I am a few days late to your reading this month. Please do forgive me. Out of nowhere, my life just absolutely hit the fan and things have been really, really busy. So I just have not had the time to sit down and film it. So that's why it is late. Leo, we are also doing a Celtic Cross Tarot spread for you. This is the widest spread we've got. It gives me the largest aerial view of your month ahead. We will be talking about everything. So let's get the rest of the spread out and then we'll get started. Get a few more. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You have a lot of cards coming out doubled. I call them stickies. It's when two cards come out for one position. I do take both of them. So let's get the last one more, please. Thank you. Perfect. We are also rocking some Halloween nails, Leo. Hope you guys are out there doing your self-care and taking care of yourself as well. Oh my god, I can't pick the card up. Okay. All right, we're back. We're back. I picked the card up. Okay. Let me move that. Perfect. All right, Leo. Let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. Represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. We've got the Chariot, we've got the Four of Cups, and we've got the King of Pentacles. Okay. King of Wands is there as well. For a lot of you, the challenge this month is going to be work-related. It doesn't have to be, but it feels work-related. King of Pentacles is like the 3D world, the house, the money, the bills. But with the Chariot and the Four of Cups here, I feel like it's like a lot of you guys are looking to be victorious in the physical world here. King of Wands is also here with the Nine of Swords, but it's almost like some of you are battling perfectionism, I'm hearing, because it's almost like, I keep hearing it's like nothing good enough for you. There's this sense here of no matter what accomplishments you have, Leo, no matter how well you've done, or, you know, maybe some of you are in managerial positions, how hard you're working, there's still this part of you, the inner bully, that's like, it's not good enough. And it feels like this challenge, like I said, for a lot of you, it's work, but for some of you, it's not, it's all encompassing. It's going to throw you. It's going to cause some disruption for you this month. So let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. We start right off the bat. This makes a lot of sense with your challenge with the Three of Swords. Leo, the Three of Swords is the worst card in the deck. It is heartbreak and devastation. Babe, why are you breaking your own heart? Okay, right now it feels like the bully in the room is you. And I feel like even in your crossing cards here are either a help or a hindrance, and it's the Lovers and the Three of Wands. They came out together, so I'm taking them together. The crossing card in a Celtic cross is either a help or a hindrance. This is a hindrance, babe, and I'm going to be really brutal right now because someone needs to hear it. Nobody is coming to save you. Having a romantic partner is not going to solve your problems. Falling in love is not going to solve this problem, Leo. In fact, some of you, it would exacerbate it. If some of you were to engage in a romantic connection right now, you would find the connection polluted by codependency issues and by this not being able to have a strong identity outside of commitment. because it feels like with the Three of Wands, again, Three of Swords, Three of Wands, threes could be important. Pay attention to repeating numbers this month, Leo. A lot of you guys are just leaning very heavily into this want for someone to save us. Leo, the only person that's going to save you is you. Okay? I feel like some of you guys have this deep want that's like related to, how do I say this? When we want to be saved, it stems off of neglect wounds. It stems off of, excuse me, I've taken care of myself this whole time. No one has come in to help me. No one stepped in to help me. Some of you guys have very strong neglect wounds from childhood that need to start being addressed here, that have to be talked about, because it's what's leading you into, it's almost the way my guides are saying this is like false relationships. Connections that are not based around love, but attachment. Because we need to feel good enough. This is a self-worth issue, Leo, with the Ace of Wands here as well. Some of you, how do I say that? Some of you substitute emotional intimacy for physical intimacy. But I feel like with the Four of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands here, you're recognizing that this isn't actually fulfilling you anymore. You know, you're recognizing that this isn't actually healthy or good enough for you anymore. You know, with the Six of Pentacles here and the Ace of Wands, I think a lot of you guys are also, you're hinging your self-worth on what you can do for other people. Leo, I want to remind you of something, and I say this a lot. You've probably heard it before if you've watched any of my readings. When we are over-giving, we are doing it to try to convince ourselves that we're worthy. Worthiness has no prerequisite. I'm going to clack at you a little bit here, okay? It has no prerequisite. You don't have to prove to other people that you are worthy of love, attention, devotion, success, whatever the case may be here, okay? I think a lot of you guys need to take a moment to sit and simply exist with yourselves, okay? Because even in your headspace here, you've got the King of Cups. Babe. The way my guides are saying this to me is so funny. You have to be your own sugar daddy. But I feel like this is in the sense of like emotional daddy, right? I think some of you guys, again, some of you could have father wounds here, issues with the masculine. Keep in mind when we talk about father wound, mother wound, we're not specifically talking about gender. We are talking about the divine masculine versus the divine feminine. Some of us are raised by two women. Some people are raised by two men. Keep that in mind. But it feels like some of you guys crave a masculine energy because you crave this sense of safeness that I feel like you think that the energy is going to bring for you. But it almost feels like, it feels like you're deceiving yourself a little bit here, Leo. Again, this is very in line with wanting someone to save us, right? Six of Cups, it's a childhood issue for sure. You could have had an emotionally absent masculine figure here. Paternal figure. Yeah, I mean, you've got the Hermit in the reverse, the Tower, and the Six of Cups. One thing I think is really important, Leo, for you guys to recognize this month in October is that we don't drink poison because we're thirsty. Okay? We don't go after something to make us feel better because we can't give it to ourselves. Okay, with the Tower and the Hermit in the reverse and the Six of Cups, I think a lot of you guys are dealing with hyper-independence. You know, you're dealing with, oh, I'll just do it myself. I've always done it myself. I'll take care of myself. I'll do this myself. And it's like, on the flip side of that hyper-independence wound is the codependency wound, right? I've been doing so much for myself for so long, I want someone to come in and sort of help me here. I think some of you guys need to work on your friend groups. I'm going to be honest here. I'm hearing like discordant. I'm pretty sure discordant means like a discordant. Like if you play a note in a symphony and it's discordant, it's like off key, sharp. It just feels like your friend groups are not giving to you a sense of community that you're really looking for. And I think some of you, again, are running to romantic connections here, physical connections here, because you think that's what's going to fill that void for you. And it's not going to, Leo. This is like a logical fallacy that you have going on of like, oh, I'll run to this thing, and again, it will save me. It's not gonna, babe. We gotta save ourselves. Literally, in the physical world, you have the Empress. Some of you could have children. You could be a mother. Others of you have a mother in your world, like in the physical world, a maternal figure here that I feel like Page of Wands either makes you feel like a child again, or Six of Wands brings up your need for success from childhood. There's almost this feeling here of nothing is ever good enough for this person. You could cure cancer. Yeah, death. You could cure cancer, and I don't feel like this person would acknowledge you. I'm going to be brutal. I'm going to be honest with you. The World. Yeah, I think that, Leo, it feels like this is an ego death that's going on here. With death and the World, I think some of you could also be relocating with the World and the physical. You could be looking to move, but it feels like with death, the World, and the Eight of Wands, it's like in order for the world around you to look different, the inside world has to look different, right? And in order to shed that ego, we have to shed the need for validation. I'm going to say something else that you've probably heard me say to you before, Leo. Why do you care about the opinion of people you don't respect? I'm going to say that again. Why are we out here caring so much about the opinion of people who we don't respect? Okay? A lot of you may be contemplating going no contact with a maternal figure right now, or just taking space from one. I really feel like this is the best bet. You can't heal in the same place that you were hurt, right? I just wiggled my whole setup there. You have to be able to take a step away, a step back, okay? So be aware of that, Leo, and take the space that you need, okay? In the past here, you have the Nine of Cups, but it's in the reverse. It feels like you've done a lot of healing around, like, your ability to be happy and your ability to, like, maintain a sense of fulfillment and a sense of happiness in your world. But it feels like, yeah, Knight of Cups, bottom of the deck, because it's in the reverse, we're sort of falling flat again, right? It feels like a little hollow. Some of you specifically, like, I'm hearing comfort hobbies. Like, you go back to things because you think it brings you joy, but I'm actually wondering if it does. Again, Nine of Cups in reverse. I think some of you are realizing that the things you thought that brought you joy don't anymore. And if that's the case, then, oh my goodness, the Lovers again, Leo. Two of Cups. Girl, Three of Pentacles. I'm going to be so in your face right now, Leo. In the past here, you dealt with super duper ooper codependency issues. They are so prevalent and they are so present in this reading. It feels like with the Three of Pentacles here, I think largely in part of why you don't understand what you like is because it feels like you never crafted an identity outside of your connections. Feels like every connection you got in just created this other persona part of you that you thought was accurate, and it wasn't. It was just something that you crafted. The way my guides are saying this to me is like in service of the person you were dating, because there was such a need to be liked and such a need to be accepted that we tailored our entire personality to this person, to these people. And it feels like now coming out of that, again, there's a huge identity crisis going on here, Leo, where you're like, well, who am I? What am I looking for? What's fun for me? What are my hobbies? The only way you are going to start figuring this out for yourself is if you distance from connections. You have to move away from connections that cloud your judgment, cloud your mind, okay? Because even here in your near future, you've got the Hanged Man and the Magician in the reverse. Babe, you don't even know what you want to manifest. Some of you, the lack of self-knowledge is so deep, you don't know what it is that you want, what it is that you're even trying to go for right now, right? We should all have a goal. Even if it's a silly goal, it should be a goal in our just daily lives. For instance, real world example. I work as a barista, as you all know. I have my hand in a lot of cups right now. My goal is to try to learn how to do a latte art swan. That's my current goal for just that. There's other goals everywhere, but that's the easiest goal to highlight for you, okay? Some of you don't have goals like that because you're not sure where you want to go. And it's okay to not know specifically where we want to go, but there should be a general idea of what's next. What do you want? Again, there's a lot of talk here. My guides want me to talk about goals, setting a goal for yourself. And making sure the way my guides are saying this to me also is making sure that the goal isn't self-deprecatory, right? We don't want to make a goal in service of hurting our own feelings. I don't want to be like, oh, I want to learn how to do a latte art swan because I can only do a heart, and that's worthless. I'm such a bad barista. I can only do a heart. Do you see what I mean here, Leo? That doesn't really help me, right? It belittles me. It makes me feel worse. You've got the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Cups, yeah, and the Fool. Some of you guys, number one, yes, Leo, this is Queen of Wands is, I call her my P-U-S-S-Y popping queen, high self-esteem, high boundaries, feminine fire energy. So that is your energy, Leo. You may have other fire in your chart, Aries or Sagittarius, but with the Eight of Cups and the Fool here, some of you guys need to be brave enough to do something different. That's what this is about. In order to shed the ego, in order to have this ego death, we have to get rid of the present standing ego, which is that part of you that is self-deprecatory. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm going to keep using it, okay? It is that part of you that thinks you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not intelligent enough, whatever that is for you, okay? And in order to move forward, again, there has to be an exit of that. We can't be subscribing to I'm not good enough, and that's what's going to push me further. That doesn't work, Leo, okay? You can't hate yourself into a version of you that you love, okay? I say that on stream. I've definitely said it to some of you, okay? We need to love and support ourselves into a version of ourselves that's truer. We should always be working to a truer version of us at our core, an authentic version of us, right? Because how you view yourself right now is the Three of Cups. Leo, I think to an extent, some of you are also aware that you have this really big cheating wound. You have this really big codependency, not being chosen wound. And I think that I feel like there's an awareness of it, but there's not really sure where to go with it. You know, it's like if you have a weird mole, you're like, oh, I have this weird mole, but I don't know what to do about it. My guides are making a joke. They're like, well, don't Google it. The way my guides are also saying this to me is some of you guys do know what to do, but it's cognitive, right? When we talk about cognitive, for example, cognitive behavioral therapy, we talk about ways in which to change the way we're acting, change the way we're operating, right? So this, with them giving me that word of cognitive, I think that this is more so of less of a mental game and more of a physical game, right? Five of Cups, Page of Swords in the reverse, and then the Four of Cups. A lot of you, it's just this crippling childhood wound. This absolutely diabolical emotional neglect wound. I just got punched in the throat there. Some of you don't even talk about this. You don't even bring it up. That's why I feel like, sorry, I have allergies. Do you ever get that weird, like, throat tingle and then it travels to your ear? That sucks. Some of you, with the Three of Cups here in the self-image, also, Four of Cups, Page of Swords in reverse, and then the Five of Cups, you're aware that you're spending so much time looking at the past, but you don't really know how to stop. It's like almost watching a car wreck is what I'm hearing. Like, I just can't look away. Some of you have to try to will yourself to look away. So what I mean by this is look away long enough to start going into it, to start diving into it. Right now, it's almost like the way my guides are giving this to me is you are watching. Like you're standing and you're almost like watching it like a movie, but you have to remember that you're actually in the movie. You're part of the movie here, right? You are watching it, but also simultaneously living it. And that in and of itself has created this like weird friction in you of like, okay, I see it, but I'm also living it, and I don't really know how to step outside of it. Again, it's like the way my guides are saying this to me is so, this is such an abstract concept to talk about. You have to will yourself to look away. And almost like will yourself to remember that it's not happening right now anymore. Okay? It was how it happened as a child. If you were an adult, which you are, Leo, and you were stepping in now as an adult to protect younger you, what would you say? How would you handle the situation? That's what this is asking of you. Not for you to just sit there and just watch it play out. How would you step in? What would you give yourself? It's a moment to reparent, okay? Because your superpower here is Judgment and the Six of Pentacles. Leo, you're very giving, okay? I feel like, again, some of you, we talked about this with Judgment and the Six of Pentacles. We gotta stop this habit of trying to convince ourselves that we're worthy. You know, but also your superpower should just be the innate knowledge that you are worthy, that you are giving, that you are kind, you are generous, okay? Bottom of the deck, King of Cups. You are here to save yourself, Leo. You don't need someone else to save you, and that's the superpower. Not the card dropping. That's the superpower, babe. You don't need a knight in shining armor because it's you, okay? I'm also going to remind you with the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Hanged Man here, cheating is a reflection of the cheater, not the person being cheated on, okay? With the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Hanged Man, I think some of you guys are looking for a reason, like a logical reason as to why you got cheated on. Is that going to make it better? I'm going to ask it again. Knowing why someone hurt you, does that make it hurt less? Does it make it better? Okay, I'll give you a real world example. I was raised by someone who quite literally, part of one of my guardians, hated me. Me trying to understand why this person hated me didn't make them hate me less. Didn't make it easier to deal with. So why concern myself? Why go into it if it's not going to help me? Leo, you have to be able to accept and acknowledge that bad things happen to us as part of the human experience. It's not a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of your lack of worth. It's a reflection of the fact that you were dealing with someone who was not healed. You were dealing with someone who was the basest version of themselves. They had no character customization. Okay? Recognize this as your superpower, that it wasn't you. It was them. Because even your hope here is the Eight of Cups. Your hope is to walk away. Your hope is to leave this behind. And I'm here to tell you, you will. But it's going to take work. This is, again, not just a moment of I can say that time heals all wounds and then one day suddenly wake up and this is all gone. No. It's not. It's going to remain. It stays. It's like an ugly weed, okay? And it's growing through fucking concrete right now, Leo. That's how strong this is. That's how strong our traumas are and their grip on us is. Are? I don't know if I said that right. Oh well. My English major brain can deal with it later. Yeah, you have the moon in the reverse. This is a moment to see clearly. And judgment. I'm going to take those too. Leo, this is a moment for clarity. This is a moment to see everything for what it is. To see the world for what it is. To see your trauma for what it is. I can't pick the card up. I'm so sorry. It took me 5 minutes to pick that card up. Okay? And even if it takes you a long time, 5 minutes to pick a card up, you need to give yourself the clarity. Gift yourself the ugly wake-up call. The clarity that you need to move on, to give yourself the push, to shed the ego, to let it go. Recognize that right now you're in a smokescreen of our own doing, right? We're doing it on purpose. Why? Because we think it's too painful to face. If you survived the doing of it, you can survive the healing of it, okay? Gift yourself clarity. Because your outcome here, Page of Swords, Two of Cups, you have a brand new world waiting for you on the other side here. But your new world will cost you your own. Okay? I say that all the time. You've probably heard it before. If you order a new living room couch and it arrives and the old one is still there, where's the new one going? Right now, you are trying to birth a new life while still holding on to the old. Yeah. Emperor, 10 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. This is such a heavy, heavy reading about reparenting. Leo, October is going to be just such a change of direction for you. Such a change of looking at things, perspective, parent wounds, all of it, because it's the only way you're getting the happy ending that you want. The way my guides want me to say this to you is pointed. The only way you are getting the happy ending you want is if you give it to yourself. If you gift it to yourself, then you can have it. But right now, existing in a world that's trying to be shed is causing nothing but pain for you. Okay? It's time to wake up. It's like waking up from a bad dream so that we can move on and manifest the world that we actually want, okay? Let's get you some oracle cards. I'm just cleaning up my cards really quick. Nothing worse than a messy desk, and then I can't even get to the keyboard. And that's horrible. See? We're all trying to change our bad habits, Leo. It's not just you. Okay. The oracle deck I'm using today is the Oracle of the Healing Waters by Rebecca Campbell. Her decks are really beautiful. They always hit. She's just a really, really good author of oracle decks. I highly recommend her decks if you're looking for like an oracle a day kind of thing. I'm not affiliated with her. Okay, I get nothing from saying this. I just really like her decks, and I think they're good for us. So, let's see. What is the advice for Leo for this month, please? October. What's the advice for Leo, please? Thank you. That checks. Yeah, okay. Just one more, I heard. Okay. That's sweet. Okay. You have let it rain, allowing what is, inevitability, and trust. That's on period. And you have the well maidens, kindness, respect, reverence, compassion. Leo, be kind to yourself. Be kinder. Actively try to be kind so that you can be the best version of yourself, okay? Leo, that is what I have for you. I am going to end your reading there. I hope this reading was helpful. I hope that it resonates for you. If this reading does resonate, or my reading style resonates with you, I would really appreciate if you would consider liking and subscribing. We are on the road to 200 subscribers, so that's exciting. If you guys would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week. You can find me on Twitch Wednesday and Friday. I almost said Monday. Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. There's also a Discord server that you can join. It is an absolutely wonderful community of people, very uplifting, very kind. And that's where I post all of my updates about stream, where I am, what's going on. All of that can be found on the server. So if you do want to join the Discord server, let me know in the comments. I will get that link to you, or stop by stream on Wednesday. The mods are always posting that link. So, Leo, I leave you guys with this. I hope you have a fabulous morning, afternoon, night, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Okay? Bye.